Today is Monday. I was about to say January. But you know what? The way the year is going, January will be here before we know it. Today is Monday, June the 4th. 4th? Wow. 7th. Mercury is messing with me. I really mean that. Mercury is messing with me. I have to take a sip of this. It's lemon water, for those who want to know. Which I literally just spilled lemon water on my floor because I was attempting to put it in the bottle, and that's another thing that happens during Mercury retrograde. I haven't spilled anything on the floor in, I can't remember the last time, as in any type of liquid, as in a major spill on the floor. I haven't done that, and I don't know how long. So yeah, Mercury retrograde, gotta love it. Where to start? Today, I'm feeling a little bit better. I was having hot flashes all day long today. So, feeling better now. I don't know. I have things on my mind because I have stuff to do. For those who may not know, I uploaded an interview because, you know, my conversations with KC, I uploaded that I did with Mark. So if any of you are interested in Bitcoin stuff, definitely check out that interview. Mark is very knowledgeable about Bitcoin and in cryptocurrency in general. It was an awesome conversation, and thank you again to Mark for being gracious enough to come on the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. Oh gosh, I feel like there was something else I was supposed to tell you. Obviously, the readings are out the way. I got all of them done over the weekend, which is why I did them exclusively for the podcast only. So for those who may watch the YouTube channel, but usually everyone just listens to the podcast. But for those who may watch the YouTube channel, I didn't do the June readings, the general readings, on video. I did all of them by audio. And because I was able to do all of them by audio, they gave me the ability to get them done in a reasonable time over the weekend. And now I can focus on my other project that I am attempting to finish by the end of this month is my goal. And once I finish it and get everything set up, I will tell everyone what it is about, and we can sort of take it from there. I'm really excited about it, but I can't say anything until I finish it. So there we go. Let me go ahead and get to this because I'm cooking dinner right now, and I need to go ahead and wrap up some other things and get some downtime because other stuff was happening today that I'm just like, really? And Mars is in, I forgot what, it's either in my 5th house right now. Long story short, because of where Mars is positioned right now, I have to be careful with my tongue because I'm ready to just go to war when something isn't right. If I feel that people are coming out of left field or doing something extra, I have to have that little voice say to me, okay, remember where Mars is at right now, because I've watched tarot card readings and I know all this stuff. And like, remember, try to not just go off on people, because I've been close a few times today. But I digress. I want to say thank you. And you know who you are. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. And I was looking to actually record this for you on Sunday. However, I was so drained after doing 7 readings Sunday. I was just like, ugh. Because I was actually thinking about recording this and doing a quick 3 for the Monday. And doing that where I would have done it Sunday, but for Monday. And I was just like, no, I can't do any more. After the 7 readings, I was done. I was done. So here we are on Monday. I'm recording this. I received your direct message. Thank you so much. When I read your direct message Sunday, I was laughing. And the thing is that I'm glad it resonated with you. It always amazes me when I talk to people. It's funny. One of my friends in Vegas, he had listened to my Quick 3 tarot, and I was talking about and that's for those who are new to this. The listener I'm talking to right now, she already knows, but for those who are new to this, the Quick 3 tarot is for the collective. It's not for a specific sign. It's just if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But a friend of mine in Vegas had listened to a particular Quick 3, and I had said during the reading I was picking up someone is planning on quitting smoking. And I was also picking up that they had been planning it in May and they want to start in June, is what I had picked up. And the reason I was picking that up, I was looking at the devil card because that was the card that came out. And I was looking at how the devil was holding the stick or whatever, and the stick was on fire. And I'm just like, why does this look like a blunt or something? Why am I thinking about cigarettes now? And then that's when I was talking about, and that's when all the stuff came where, okay, somebody's quitting smoking. And my friend had said, yeah, I had been planning in May and I wanted to start in June. So it resonated with him. I've had other situations where people have said, hey, your reading, whether it was for a specific sign or whether it is for the collective, because anyone who needs to hear tarot readings, which that's another one, and I plan on doing one of those soon. By the way, the reason I haven't done anyone who needs to hear recently is because I haven't had that many premonitions. That last anyone who needs to hear, it was like I was having premonition after premonition after premonition, dream after dream after dream. I'm like, really? So yeah, that's what was going on with that. So I'll eventually do another one of those if I start picking up things again. But yeah, your story, believe it or not, as crazy as you might think it is, I've heard crazier. I've seen crazier. And sadly, I've been a part of crazier stories. But when I was doing the Sagittarius reading, that's why I titled the Sagittarius reading Young and the Restless, because I felt like all of this energy was a soap opera. Let me take a sip of this right quick. Okay, so I felt like, what is the soap opera that is happening here with all of this energy when these cards were coming out? And also, a little trivia fact for those who watch soap operas, the ones that are left, because I don't think there's that many left. Soap opera comes from when the shows used to air back in the day. At that time, women used to be at home more. It wasn't a whole bunch of career women, one could say. And they were more homemakers at the time. And because of that, the dish detergent companies would air their commercials during those shows. So then those shows became soap operas, is what happened. I learned that from my mother because she's the one who watches a lot of soap operas, and she's one of the reasons why I used to watch soap operas from time to time. The only thing I don't like about soap operas, though, is that because they're pretty much daily, you can't ever catch up. It's not like a TV series like, I'll just say, Dallas or something like that, you know, because Dallas, I think it's like, what, 24, 27 episodes in a season, give or take. It's not like that. It's where you're getting an episode every single day, which is another reason why, not to get off, you know, not to go too far off, but that's another reason why soap opera actors make such good actors, because they have to memorize so much information. It isn't like a movie where you can work on memorizing a script that's only for 2 hours. If you're on a soap opera, you have to memorize a script, and then you're back the next day. You have to memorize another script, and then you have to memorize another script, and it's back to back to back to back to back. It's almost like being on Broadway. That's why they say you don't know who can really sing unless they are on Broadway. Because to be on Broadway, you usually have to be an extraordinary singer, because the requirements, what's the word I'm looking for? There's another word, universe. There is another word. I'll use that word. I like that. Thank you. The pedigree that is required to be on Broadway is very high. Let's put it like that. Due to the demands of the lifestyle. Thank you. Okay, we broke through Mercury retrograde. I like that. But back to this. So yeah, your story for Sagittarius, I've heard crazier. And like I said, I've been a part of crazier, sadly. I could tell you some stories. But thank you so much for the message. And no, it wasn't that long. I don't mind reading stuff. Believe it or not, I used to read a lot back when I was in high school and stuff. But then due to life and other things, I just don't read books as much anymore. I like to read articles and other things when it comes to information, because I love information, which knowledge can be a blessing and a curse. But yeah, that wasn't even that long in my eyes. And it was very detailed. I hope your situation works out. I don't see you... How can I articulate this? I don't see you being hindered by the situation, because I have a feeling that there is something better on the horizon. And I'm not saying that just to say that. I'm saying that because I have a feeling there's something better on the horizon. And especially because of your personality was shining through the message that you sent me. As I was reading it and reading all the details and stuff, like I said, I was laughing. I was laughing ridiculously hard. And it wasn't from a place of malice or making fun of anyone. It was from a place of love, that you were so invested in what I do, and also in making the message clear about what your situation was and about how you feel about listening to my podcast and listening to my readings. And also, thank you for telling me that you listen on Spotify. See, that's why I did the episode, which I'm sure you already listened to, about Spotify versus Apple users, which, by the way, while I'm talking about it, Apple users went up another percentage point. Now it's at 13%. So now more people are listening to the podcast on Apple. But I appreciate all of my listeners on the podcast, and I want to keep on doing stuff as much. Like I always say, I will give as much of myself as possible. There are so many things that I want to do with this podcast and outside of this podcast and give to my listeners for entertainment. So yeah, it always warms my heart when people, first of all, take time out of their day. Because you hear me say it all the time during my readings, we all have free will. No one has to listen to me. They can say, I'm not going to listen to KC today. They can do other things. But they make the choice. You made the choice to tune in to my podcast. And because you made the choice, I am forever grateful to you and the rest of my listeners for doing that. It means more to me than you will ever know. And I love you very much. And all of my listeners, I love you very much. I appreciate the support. But as for your story, yeah, things are going to work out. It's going to work itself out. And I'm glad that your intuition kicked in too. And that goes back to what I said before. Everyone, regardless of their sign, are some signs more intuitive than others? Yes, some signs can be more intuitive than others. But when it comes down to it, because we all come from the same source, all of us have some form of intuition. And when something is saying to you, hey, maybe you want to check into this, or hey, this just doesn't feel right. What this person is telling me just doesn't sound right. Maybe I should just stop for a second and reassess and do that. I'm glad you listened to your intuition. And that's why I know better things are on their way, because your intuition will guide you to those better things. You don't realize it, but you've already answered you've already given the answer to your situation. Is it difficult to let go of things? Absolutely. We all go through that. Hell, I'm still going through that with an ex that I've been on and off with for almost, 7 years now. However, my intuition tells me that better things are on the way. My intuition tells me that a better person is on the way. That's what my intuition tells me. And if your intuition is telling you that as well, I can tell you that's correct, because the universe will give you what you're open to. If you're open to someone better, and it doesn't have to be marriage, because not everyone wants to get married. And, being single isn't a bad thing. Being married isn't a bad thing. Being in just a sex ship isn't a bad thing. Having a platonic friendship that you can you have that, what's the word I'm looking for? Or how can I best say this? Back up, please. I need backup. You can have a very close friendship where you can emotionally support each other, but not do anything physical. You can have that too, where it's a little bit above just the regular friendship where you just hang out. And it's on that next level where if something's really upset you and you need a shoulder to cry on, they can be there for you, and you don't have to worry about them trying to get in your pants or anything like that. On that level. None of these situations are bad things. To be open is a good thing. And if you are open, then the universe will send it in. But if you're not, it won't. But like I said, I have a feeling whatever type of relationship you want, you're going to get it. Because your personality was shining through that message. You have an amazing personality. And also you're a Sagittarius. And one thing about Sagittarius, and between us, I'll be honest, I didn't care for Sagittarius at first. Same thing with Gemini. I didn't care for Gemini at first. But over the years, I've learned to appreciate the style of Sagittarius and the style of Gemini. Because my brother's a Sagittarius and my father's a Sagittarius. They're actually a few days apart. And I've dealt with other Sagittarians throughout my lifetime. And also my favorite auntie is a Sagittarius too. My mother's sister. So as I've dealt with Sagittarians throughout my lifetime, and I've sort of figured out how they move, I've grown to respect them and also admire them, because they're one of those signs, one of many, that can take a bad situation and turn it into something good. They're also one of those signs that, because they're a fire sign, they're very passionate about the things they want. Queen of Wands, fire energy, magnetic, passionate, go-getter. If the Queen of Wands sets her mind on something, she sets her sights on something, she's going to get it. And that's you. So that's why I'm like, I'm not worried. Your situation is going to work out. Let me quit babbling. I need to get going. I have stuff to do. But thank you again for the amazing message. I'm glad it resonated with you. And thank you for listening to my podcast for so long. All right. So KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is best for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.